How did your YouTube journey start?
So I was doing YouTube whilst I was at McDonald's still. I had 180,000 subscribers. I think when I hit 1 million subs, that's when I started taking it more seriously.
How important has Joe Weller been in that journey?
He helped me massively. I owe a lot to him.
I've got to mention the Wembley Cup. In terms of Wembley moments, people do still talk about that goal now.
It was like Schmeichel rolls it to JJ Okocha, who passes it to me, and then it happened.
It's Theo Baker. It's gone round the lot of them.
Is that one of the best moments of your life?
Definitely.
You've also famously said that you'd score 8 Premier League goals if you played for Man City in the Prem. Do you stand by that?
100%.
How frustrating have the injuries been?
I was in such a weird mental state. I was having like panic attacks, but it started getting better because I could see how much the fitness in the gym was helping.
You're at a stage now where your channel is huge. Some of the names you've had on. Go on, give us some name drops.
If I saw Kaka or Mbappe, they would say hello. Do you know how mental that is? I feel like I'm having like a Thugden moment right now.
You see that?
Yeah.
I'm guessing a lot of players listen to Pitchside.
Before games and stuff, they'll be like talking about Pitchside in the change rooms.
Who's got the best football knowledge out of all of you, would you say? Hello, welcome to another episode of Inside the Industry Unfiltered with myself, Adam Smith. Delighted to say on the show today, a big-time YouTuber, podcaster, Ironman runner, and also, as can be demonstrated by what he's wearing, unfortunately for me as a Spurs fan, he's a big Arsenal fan as well.
But this is the best shirt this
I have
season.
to say, though, yeah, it is, yeah.
A closely followed by the Liverpool home kit, I want to say.
Yeah,
that is just...
Is that because it's Spurs colours they've got? Is that why you like it?
It's not Spurs colours, it's maroon.
Right.
It's hybrid colours.
How are you, mate?
I'm great.
Thank you. For those that don't know, it's very early in the morning as well, and you've travelled a long way, so I appreciate you making the effort for me.
Absolutely fine.
For little old me. There's a lot I want to talk about actually with you, because I feel like you're in a lot of different places at the minute with your channel, with podcasts, with everything like that, and also with what's going on personally with your health stuff and Ironman and stuff. So let's take it back to the beginning. How did your YouTube journey start, should we say?
So I went to school with Joe.
Yeah,
Weller,
Joe Weller.
And at school he was obviously doing... YouTube wasn't really like what it is. It's not what it is today. So he was doing a lot of like short films and videos that would get played in assembly.
Yeah.
He then started doing YouTube, and then as we approached sort of college end of school, college era, myself and Luke actually, who does waffling, we helped him out with his videos a lot of the time. And then I would appear in, I think it was like his 10,000 Q&A or maybe 15,000 sub Q&A, something like that. Maybe in 50,000, I don't know. But his audience took to me. Quite nicely, which was quite.
Was he
nice
always
of
your
him.
best mate then, growing up?
No, not at all.
Oh right.
No, he was in. No, not at all.
Not at all.
He hated me. No, he didn't.
Not the way you answered that.
Yeah, no, but it was like a part of a wider friendship group.
Yeah.
I was basically at school. I was like friends with just everyone.
Yeah.
I was just like, I had like my closest friends, but then you fit into many groups at school. But at college, we started helping each other out in his videos, and then his audience basically bullied me into making my own channel.
Really?
Yeah, and I got a camera for Christmas from my mum, like a small little point and shoot.
Yeah.
And they were so reluctant to get it for me. They're like, it's gonna be a phase, blah blah blah.
Right.
I completely understand why they said that, but they trusted me, and I kicked off in January 2015.
And at that point, since you said that your parents were like, it's a phase.
Yeah.
So was there a lot of convincing them that this could be something?
Definitely. Like they're definitely like my biggest supporters now.
Yeah.
So like when I first started in January 2015, I didn't get my first proper paycheck until September 2015.
Right.
So, but that's relatively quick in terms of YouTube space, because obviously Joe was helping me out here and there, and I'd help him out, etc. But in September, when I went to uni, so I was doing YouTube whilst I was at McDonald's still.
Yeah.
Left McDonald's, went to uni in September. And that literally the first month at university is when I got my first paycheck of £1,000. And obviously, like when you get £1,000 at university, as a student, you're like, yeah,
that's
I've
some
made
night
it.
out, innit?
Yeah. First night out was great. Actually, I can't lie. And then I ended up dropping out in the second year. So I did a year.
Was that because of
YouTube just got way too like crazy? I think I dropped out at like 180,000 subscribers. So wasn't like.
So your first 180k subs, and that's the hardest bit of the build, right? The early start is whilst you're
at uni. Yeah. So I was uploading like 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Like big, proper videos.
All yourself.
All
so
myself.
You're presenting, editing, ideology,
everything.
thumbnails, everything.
I did everything 100% myself. And I'll be travelling up to London, back to Bournemouth, or back home to film football videos in Eastbourne, back to Bournemouth. And then the university just got sidetracked a little bit. And I started missing a bit more. I always made an effort to like never miss any lectures.
Yeah.
Because our lecturers were always like, if you miss a lecture, like I'm gonna. It was so weird, by the way. He would purposely leave slides out when you like go online.
Oh right.
So if you miss it, you don't get all the information.
That's clever in a way.
Yeah, but also like I'm paying so much money to be there to put the whole slides on. I was like, why are you doing this?
Fair point.
Yeah, so I ended up dropping out in the second year, and that took a long time to convince my parents and actually my uni tutor.
Really?
She was like not a fan of it at all.
Right.
And she'd always say to me, "You've got 7 years to come back and finish university when it fails."
When it fails, not if.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, calm down. But I was making like a lot of money then, and she didn't really understand it. And if I'd stayed in university, I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
I had to just go all in.
And what about your parents? Were they the same?
Yeah, it was actually Spencer who sort of convinced me to do it. Do you know Lewis Preston as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Spencer and Lewis. I was in Spencer's kitchen at his old house, and I was just talking about, I don't know whether to drop out or not, and he's the one that said you should go for it. So without Spencer, I wouldn't have dropped out and convinced like my parents to let me do it, basically, yeah.
And what was he saying to you? It was just,
like, you have to,
he's been there before you.
Yeah, you have to just do it. Like, you just, I like the way Lewis got hired, Spencer met him on a train, and Lewis was doing other stuff, and like he went for it, and he's now smashing it. So like, why can't I do that? Why can't I go and just, I'm already killing it now. Imagine I put 100% into it.
Yeah, I hear.
This episode is sponsored by Borderlands 4. Now imagine being dropped onto a planet ruled by someone called the Timekeeper. No rules, no mercy, just absolute carnage. That's Borderlands 4, and it is everything you'd expect from the series and more. You're one of 4 Vault Hunters, each with your own mad powers, custom skills, and some, quite frankly, ridiculous weapons. You can go solo or squad up online with your mates in 4-player co-op. And thanks to level scaling, no one is getting left behind. Oh, and this time it's set on Kairos, a brand new planet where time itself has gone a bit crazy. So, what are you waiting for? Pre-order now and you'll get the Gilded Glory Pack, a free bonus full of shiny gear. But only if you lock it in before the 12th of September. Borderlands 4 is rated PG-18, so grown-ups only. Search Borderlands 4 now or head to your usual shop to pre-order it now. A huge thanks to Borderlands 4 for sponsoring this episode. Make sure you check out the game. Let's get back to the episode.
That's a mad story, that.
Yeah.
In Spencer's kitchen.
Yeah, Spencer's
How
kitchen.
much do you look at Joe Weller in terms of, you said like Spencer there's a huge influence, but how important has Joe Weller been in that journey? Like if you hadn't met him and his audience hadn't taken to you, like how important do you place him on your impact on YouTube?
So we met in year 7 at school, and then if he wasn't doing what he was doing, I was always into YouTube, but not like this side of YouTube. I would always watch like Call of Duty videos, and very like gaming stuff. I guess, even though I wasn't a gamer, I just found it quite fun to watch.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think I would have taken it seriously without Joe. I would still upload like I used to do with my mate Stanard. We would do Call of Duty like commentaries together and like make like little montages from our holidays and stuff like that. But without Joe, I would definitely wouldn't have done it seriously, and I also wouldn't have had like the kickstart at the beginning, which helped me massively. Yeah. So I think I owe a lot to him. And
that was massive, especially that era. That the collaboration when you appear on other people's channels was huge in terms of like 100%. Subs growth, wasn't it?
But and also I think the way he helped me wasn't like here's a silver spoon, go and do it. Like all you had to do was say like a video and it would appear on the sub feed back in the day. But he wouldn't do that. He like you have to work for it. You have to like grind for it. You can't just get I feel like if you get given something on a plate, it won't last that long because you're so what's the word? It's just easy. It's too easy. Yeah. You need to
less motivation.
Yeah, less motivation. 100%.
That's interesting. Yeah. In terms of Joe, how talented would you say Joe Weller is?
Exceptionally.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Because I've worked with him before and seen his drive and his work ethic. So like, just talk to me a little bit about
very creative
why
mind.
He's got to where he is.
Just back in the day, like when he started, like the creativity and the humor. I think the humor was the main thing. Like everyone, you can always tell someone who's watched his videos growing up because they have that similarity of the humor. And it's funny because that humor was just our friendship group humor.
Yeah.
But he made it like, I guess, almost like a generational humor, in a weird way.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's the creativity and humor. It's just, and it also is very open and a lot of people can connect with that. I think very honest with everything.
You're at a stage now where your channel is huge, and it's also opened up other doors for you as well in terms of the mainstream as well. What do you think's been the secret to your growth? Which has been you'd say it's been relatively quick growth, right?
Well, we're doing it for 10 years, so it's like I would say in that when I hit 1 million subs, so I got to 1 million subs on my own, no editors, nothing. I think when I hit 1 million subs, that's when I started taking it more seriously, and that's when more doors started opening up, if that makes sense.
And hiring people, right?
And hiring people, yeah. So like prior to that, it was very much like the old. It was sort of like I saw like pre-COVID and after COVID are almost two different periods of YouTube. So it's like pre-COVID, it was more of like everyone was still sort of doing it themselves. Not many people had editors. A few people had editors, but it was very much almost like a hobby almost. Whereas post-COVID, I feel like everyone took it way more seriously, became a job, and started looking at other sources of work or income, like looking outside of YouTube and doing like mainstream stuff, like you said. Yeah.
Do you think it's like in terms of young YouTubers coming up now, the production level now on YouTube? If I think back to like YouTube videos I used to consume 10 years ago, you could watch videos of people at home with one camera talking to the camera effectively. Now the production level on YouTube podcasts is so high, and it's such a saturated market, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so hard to like. There's definitely still room for those simple videos, but I think what you see a lot of people do now is they have a second channel and a main channel. Second channel is more simple videos, which almost funds the bigger main channel videos, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I think just the likes of like Mr. Beast.
I was just thinking of Mr. Beast. Yeah, how do you start competing with that?
Do you know what I mean? He's definitely leveled everyone up in terms of production and like investing in your videos. Sidemen as well. Like they level everyone up, invest in your videos. I think that's the main takeaway from it is like Mr. Beast is just changed everything.
Changed the game completely.
Yeah, but also it's like it was needed, I think.
Yeah. Who do you think is the GOAT of YouTube?
JJ.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think especially in the UK, like every UK YouTuber can thank JJ for basically their career. I think that you can stem everyone back to him somehow.
Yeah.
I think not everyone, but everyone. Majority of them have some form of connection that he helped them throughout their career.
You said that the amount of people that have sat there that have said exactly the same thing. Like as an example, Spence was there and was saying almost like, without JJ, hashtag wouldn't be where it is because it was like Wembley Cup, Sidemen charity game, then that fueled hashtag United, then it fuels the drive, the subs, the collaboration. It's like when you deep it and think back to that, Els the Witch was sat there and saying the first video that banged was when she collaborated with JJ. It's like, and even like Stu, who runs Upload Agency, came on as a guest and talked about how he built the Sidemen charity match and YouTube boxing and the influence of JJ. And it's like people in front of camera, behind the camera. It's incredible, really, the impact that he's had. Do you think there'll be anyone like him that will get to that level and help so many people, or is he just completely one of a kind for you?
I think it's different. I don't think anyone can replicate what he did because he was doing it in an era where it was so new and it was so different. So he definitely pioneered it. Whereas now I think you'll see people maybe get to his level and be just as big. You see Speed now. Yeah. He's probably bigger, right? Yeah. But he didn't necessarily pioneer like a whole generation of content creators, if that makes sense. But he's gone to like Michael Jackson level, so it's, but then so is JJ. I guess.
I know what you mean about JJ. It's like the amount of people's career he's impacted is almost unrivaled, right? It's mad.
Yeah, and I think you won't see that. You won't see that again. I don't think. Yeah, personally.
Wow. Go on, let's your chance to brag a bit now. Give us insight into where you're at with your channel. I had a deep dive last night. I watch a lot of your content, as you know, anyway, and I was reminding myself of some of the videos and some of the names you've had on. Go on, give us some name drops. Some of the players that you filmed with on your channel.
Mia Khalifa.
The first one, yeah. No. You have. That is true.
That is actually true. Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. Mbappe, Neymar, Kaká, Del P, as I like to call him.
Love that.
He's actually a really nice person.
Is he?
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, it's growing up as a kid watching all these players, right? Yeah. And it sounds so mental to say, but like if I saw Kaká or Del P, sorry, yeah, Ali, as Billy calls him. They would say hello.
Yeah,
that's mental. That is. Like it just blows my mind.
Would they remember you? Mbappe and Neymar, if they met you again, would they remember you? Do you think?
Neymar, no way.
Really? Why?
Well, I've only met filmed with Neymar once.
Yeah.
And so for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it makes sense then.
So there's like there's actually no way that would ever happen. Mbappe, yeah, 100%.
Really?
But it's like, because I filmed with him twice, and then the second time, it was like, oh, good to see you. Yeah, we filmed in Qatar like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and then he was like, oh, how's your family?
No way.
And I'm like,
no way.
That's a bit weird.
So Mbappe remembered you from the first video that you did?
Yeah, which is, it's just, I think that shows who he is as a person as well. Like,
Yeah.
he takes time to speak to people.
So if he walked in now, I'd love to get him on as a guest, by the way. If you could make that
Kill
happen,
him,
that'd be
come on,
unreal.
kill him.
Yeah. He'd remember you.
Yeah, which is, I sound like, I feel like I'm having like a Thugden moment right now.
You see that?
Yeah, it's like
A lot of people remember that clip.
It's like when Thugden's like, yeah, Messi will remember me. Okay, buddy. But no, but it's true. Got it on camera, which is the maddest thing. Like, but when he did ask me about my family, I didn't hear him,
Oh, no.
so I aired him.
Did you?
Yeah,
Hang on, Mbappe is there remembering you, asking about your family, and you've completely blanked him.
Yeah, because we only had like 15 minutes, and it was
Yeah.
like, go, set everything up.
Yeah.
And he was speaking to me. And then someone else asked me a question. We looked back at the camera. I was like, oh, I've just actually aired him killing
So you
Mbappe.
completely blanked.
Completely
Giving
blanked
Mbappe.
it,
How did he
yeah.
react then? He just turned his head.
Oh, it's actually quite funny. he started like he started almost talking to himself.
Did he?
He was like, "How's your family?" You're like, "Your mum and your grandma," and stuff. Just went like that. It's hilarious.
Mate.
I'll find the footage somewhere. I don't know if we. Yeah, we included it. We weren't actually allowed to upload that video in the end, but that was another story.
Really?
Yeah, that was yeah.
You can't talk about that.
I can talk about it now, but because I'm never allowed. I could upload it,
Yeah.
but then they could technically sue me. But then I'm like, sorry for giving Mbappe football boots. I basically
Right.
surprised him with like a custom pair of football boots.
Yeah.
And he loved them.
Yeah.
Like, and I gave him a custom pair of shin pads, and he loved them. He's like, oh, I'm going to take these. He took the shin pads home with him, and he signed the boots, and he gave them back to me for me to keep, which was really nice.
Oh.
But because they weren't like an official Nike design.
Right, okay, so the brand deal element.
But it was nothing to do with Nike. It was
Yeah.
like a separate brand, but they hadn't approved the concept. And it was like, I just don't get why we can't upload. Like I'm giving Mbappe a present. He loves it. That's the video. And they're like, no, you can't do that. So I'm like, and he doesn't even play for the club anymore.
Yeah.
But,
Wow.
yeah. So
What's he like off camera?
Just so nice. Like
Really?
very down to earth, very humble. I think he gets a bad rep with like when he was like salaries and like.
Do you?
I think he does get a bad rep, but I think it's not him. It's his lawyer and his mum who look after him.
Yeah.
So his mum is his agent and his lawyer is his agent as well.
Okay.
He's had the same lawyer since he was like at Monaco.
Yeah.
So I think it's the higher ups, but they have to like when you're one of the biggest stars
Yeah,
in
I
the world,
totally
you
agree.
have to have
Yeah.
this team around you who aren't necessarily the nicest people, but they only have your best interest, and that is it. It doesn't matter about anyone else.
I can understand that.
But as a person, he is just nice and also just so super fluent in English.
Is he?
Yeah.
Anything else he said to you off camera that you haven't shared? Or that happened on the day? Because you must have been quite nervous going into that because you had them both in the same.
Yeah, so I filmed him. The first time I filmed him was in Qatar.
Yeah.
Which was it was like loads of creators like going around in a circle to each different player, and that was just all a bit like you didn't really have time to think. So it was less nerve-wracking because it was football. It was a little bit less nerve-wracking, and it was just so full on. Whereas the second time when I did the advert with him, we were waiting for like 4 hours. So we did the advert in the morning, and we waited for so long.
I've been there. Yeah.
So do you know, right?
I've been there, yeah.
So like the more you wait, the more you sit, like I really hope it goes well. Like, am I going to get told off for giving him these boots and like separate video? The nerves sort of build. But when we did the sit down video with him, like he was just brilliant. Like,
Yeah. Where do you think he ranks in terms of world's best forwards?
I think he's well.
Because especially what he achieved at a young age.
I think he even now, like especially on Pitchside, they think he's like shit. And like this guy has just scored the most goals ever for Real Madrid in the first season, out of position almost.
And they're like, you think back to the World Cup final.
The World Cup final.
I mean,
even he's won a World Cup at 18. He's got a hat trick in a World
incredible.
Cup final. He could have won a second World Cup if it wasn't for Mwani
Yeah.
not getting it past Martinez. Do you know what I mean? Like this guy is. I almost think Mbappe's underrated.
Do you?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
Because of the level he's at and what he's achieving.
Yeah, and he gets disrespected too many times.
Yeah.
Like this guy is sensational. He's also, if you actually watch him play, he's just a speed merchant. He's so technical.
Yeah, I agree. And also what I think about him is the big game player element to his game, like how he can turn it off in massive games.
Yeah.
Like you watch Champions League football and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Against like huge teams, he completely turns it on.
He's a game winner. He's a match winner.
He's an absolute match winner. Who are you taking in your prime, Mbappe or Neymar?
Oh, I think I got Neymar.
Would you?
In prime. Left wing MSN.
You get Neymar. What was he like?
Didn't really
have a long.
Yeah, didn't really speak much English. Just played a bit of two-touch with him. He seemed alright, pretty chilled. Probably didn't want to be there, just getting paid. So yeah, so I was like, he just does his own thing. I think.
On that, who would you say is the nicest footballer? Because you have name dropped a few there.
You made me.
Yeah, I did make you. To be fair, I did ask you that. Who would you say is the nicest footballer you've met?
I would say Bellerin, Hector Bellerin.
Yeah.
And Christian Fuchs.
Okay, yeah, good lad, isn't he?
Yeah,
Christian
mental.
Fuchs, yeah.
Absolutely mental. But
that's a really good shout. Good lad.
He we're meant to have like 20 minutes with him at Leicester. We had an hour and a half because he was like, I just want to keep playing football. And I filmed a video around his house.
Yeah.
He's like, come around, we'll film videos.
I did something similar during COVID time. We couldn't have access to players, and I was doing like the Instagram like collabs where you go and like Instagram lives effectively. And I was doing it with a different footballer, and I messaged him, and he was like, I'll do one. But he was like, I think he was back home during COVID, and it was like, well, I'm abroad, and the time difference was insane. He's like, I'll still do it for you. And it was like, wife. And I remember messaging him. And I was like, you sure you're okay? And his family was like, yeah. And it was the same, like tour of the house and stuff. And he couldn't leave, and he was following all the guidelines, everything like that. And I was like, what a guy.
So normal.
Yeah. And he was like, we can walk outside. I was like, no, we'll lose the internet. Stay inside. Yeah. But really good lad, isn't he? Really
just
good lad.
A bit mad, but I like it.
What's the most nervous you've been for any interview?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I would say I was quite nervous when I did some work with like Laureus Sports Awards, and this was like 20. Gosh, this must have been 2019. I want to say, and I guess that was quite nerve-wracking because there were so many big names there, and you had very little time with them.
Yeah.
But then, actually, you know what? The most nervous I tell you what, the most nervous I've ever been would be 2016 interviewing David James.
Really?
That was I did some work with the FA. I used to do this FA Cup series where I'd follow each round. Yeah. And literally the first ever thing I did with the FA was I went to Wycombe Wanderers versus. I want to say no, it wasn't. Spurs played Colchester. I went to there. Wycombe played. I can't remember who they played. I'll be able to find out. And I interviewed David James. It was when Fletch and Sav had their show.
I remember it.
And I'd never met a footballer before.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that. The first time.
Yeah, it was the first time.
Exactly what you mean by that.
I'd never met a footballer before.
I'm the similar. When you do a first show or a first strand or a first, it's all about, and that's massively what this industry is about. It's like the more that you do something, the better you become at it.
Terrified,
the first time you do anything is like, because I think we have this perception that everyone's judging you and comparing you to other people. Yeah. And actually, the best bit of advice I ever had when I was presenting was from a director that just said, just be yourself. Yeah. And it sounds like people go, well, that's the best bit of advice. I go, yeah, because you always try and overthink how you talk, how you dress, what you wear, like the level you speak at, your body language. But it's like the most natural people in front of camera are the ones that, if you meet them in front of camera and off camera, exactly the same.
Yeah. I think I learned a lot from that series because where I was getting access to all these different ex-pros and pundits, it made me more used to being around them and realising, they're actually just normal people. Like David James interview was fine. I was very nervous, you could tell, but it went smooth. Yeah. Then you meet like Hargreaves and McManaman and all that lot, all the TNT, BT Sport back in the day, and you speak to them more and you're around them more, and it just becomes way more regular, and it becomes normal. So now when I interview a player or whatever, I don't care because I'm going to be myself, and I actually think the more you are yourself, the better. But I actually think the more almost silly, like take the piss out of yourself, they prefer it because this guy is not going to ask me the boring usual questions.
Totally agree.
And you just almost act like in a silly goofy mood.
Be yourself. Obviously, don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like you. And I think for me, what I've found over the years is trust is massive. Like if you meet a player and you then interview them again and stuff, and you build that trust up. That's huge. Yeah. And you get to a point which is nice where they know who you are, and then you know, if you're doing I do a lot of light-hearted features with Sky, same as you, and it's like we'll have a bit of a laugh, and a lot of players go, "Oh, this is something a bit different. I'm going to enjoy this."
Yeah.
So I totally get what you're saying.
But
with that.
I've also been in the room where, so I've done that. I've been in a room where like there's a multiple journalists, whatever, speaking to. We did this thing with Garratt, and there was a guy from the Sun who had. I don't know how he'd got obviously Gerald will never do anything with the Sun, right? I don't know how he got in there, but he started asking these questions about, and Stephen was like, "What are you doing? Like, get out! You can't like you're just trying to get a headline." He literally told him to leave, so that made it a bit awkward. But then, I feel like when you work with players and stuff, you just want to. They don't want to answer the same questions.
No,
you want to do something different, make it a bit more fun, and be yourself.
Yeah,
and I think
I've had that exact feedback when we do, because with Saturday Social, I think what we do very well, we do like light-hearted features, lies, fan Q&As. We do like quite fun things.
Yeah.
And I've been to a lot of media days, and I remember, I think it was Jamie Vardy. So at the media days, they have a day where all the Premier League clubs, all the media go into the dome or big room, and you have all of the stations, and the player go from one to the next. And I did this Who Am I quiz with Jamie Vardy, and it was Johnny Evans, and it got millions of views, absolutely banged on YouTube. We had buzzers. It was just a fun feature, asking questions. And he's like, "What are we doing?" I go, "We've got buzzers, we've got a lot." And it was like, "Oh, brilliant." He goes, "I've just answered the same question there, and there." And he was on such good form because he was doing something a bit different. You must find it as well that a lot of the players now know who you are, which must make it easier. I'm guessing a lot of players listen to Pitchside.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, like especially during like the Euros and stuff, we found out a lot of them were listening to Pitchside.
Yeah.
It is weird. Tom's told us like he speaks to a few players like before games and stuff. They'll be like talking about Pitchside in the change rooms. I found that so weird.
Why do you find that weird?
Why are they talking about Pitchside in the change room before the game? Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
But I guess like if
that's
you're
the level you got to now.
but they're into football, right?
Yeah.
So and we're not a show where it's like very serious and topical and like we're giving opinions on. We're not like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher like slating players. Yeah, we might have a pop every now and again, but it's all in jest. Like we're having banter and actually popping at each other.
Yeah.
Mainly a thing. And I think people like to tune in because it's a laugh and it's very lighthearted. And I think as a player, if you want to consume football content, that's probably what you'd go for rather than the serious stuff.
I think there's an audience for both. I think like Neville and Carragher, you mentioned that. I think their analysis is unbelievable.
I think it's great. Yeah, I watch it.
Unbelievable. And it's like, I love listening to their analysis, but I also like consuming when like you and Reeve and Garratt are going at each other as well. I think there's that's what I think is great about football content now. There's so much of it, and there's a place for all of it. I wanted to ask about the editing side of it, because am I right in thinking Rotashaw edits some of your videos?
He edited one video.
One video.
He edited what?
Which video?
He edited the Mbappe Neymar video in
Did
Qatar.
he?
Yeah.
Why did you get him to do that?
I didn't have an editor at that time.
Yeah.
And this was at the point where he's not uploaded for years, but he's like, if I do upload, I want it to be with like the top
premium quality.
Yeah, which was like not top player. So he's like, one of his last videos was like Ronaldo penalty shootout. So if he wanted it, would be like Mbappe Neymar at that time.
Yeah.
He was like, he begged me to edit it. He's like, I want to edit this.
He asked you to edit it?
He asked me, yeah.
Why was that, do you think?
Because I just think he wanted it to be as good as you could make it, if that makes sense. And I definitely couldn't have edited it as good as he did.
That level.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think that's one of his, obviously he's absolutely smashed it and got to an insane level. Do you think that's been one of the reasons his editorial eye?
Yeah, his editing is so him and it's so good. Yeah. It's so engaging. Like you can always tell a video edited by him.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he did edit it. But we had this decision to make in the edit of, so the video is like 6.5 minutes. So you didn't get the mid-rolls, right? So it wasn't very monetizable. But then we basically cut down the Neymar stuff so much that we could have easily made the Neymar segment like 1.5 minutes of two touch. So it could have gone over 8 minutes. And the video did really well. Something like 9 million views. But we thought it could go like 20, 30 million views. So we don't know whether if we'd made it actually more monetizable over 8 minutes, it could have gone further.
So is that a regret you have, or is that just...
We don't know.
You don't know?
It's an almost regret.
Yeah.
But also I can't complain. We did very well.
And when he says he wants to edit it, I imagine that's an easy decision for you to make, right? You're not going to go, I'll get back to you, mate.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's great. Thanks, mate. But he was like, he was like heading to like, I think a football match in the car. he had like a 4-hour drive to football. She was like editing in the car, like rushing to get it uploaded. Yeah.
Wow.
We took on the job. He had to, I made him. He had to do it. He had a deadline.
He's a busy guy as well.
Come on, mate. He's got to get the video back to me.
I love that story. I feel it's only right now to talk about you as the footballer as well, because in this video, you mentioned the Kakas, the Del P's, the Neymars, but you've obviously demonstrated over the years you've got a bit in your locker. You've also famously said that you'd score 8 Premier League goals if you played for Man City in the Prem. Do you stand by that?
100%. 100%.
So how good a footballer
And actually,
was Theo? But I mean, you're still in your prime, but like in your prime.
I'd say I'm actually entering my second prime. Second prime right now.
How good would you rate yourself as a player then?
I was all right. I don't want to sit there and say I'm the best, but I was okay. I was all right.
Do you think you could have made it?
No.
No. Okay.
Because I didn't. I'd say if you do know what I mean. Like I had offers. I'd say I've achieved more in football doing the YouTube path than if I'd said yes to the Palace offer. So it's like...
So you had an offer from Crystal Palace?
It was like a development contract.
Right.
So you do like school and train, which I guess is actually sort of the norm now. But maybe back in like 20... It would have been what, 20... I was 17, so 2012, 2013. It wasn't... I feel like that wasn't. I had to move to Croydon. There's loads of things. I had to move to Croydon. I was like going to uni. Which do I choose?
Yeah.
I just thought realistically, like I'm just not going to make it.
And you don't regret that decision?
No way. No. I wouldn't have scored a hat trick at Wembley Stadium. I wouldn't have done all this stuff.
It's a crazy statement that, which is probably true as well.
Yeah.
You've just said you wouldn't have scored a hat trick at Wembley had you have gone down the football path.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I wouldn't have made
YouTube
it.
has taken you, which is a true statement.
Yeah. I would.
Like what you've gone on to do in football.
Yeah.
Through YouTube. Has probably ticked all those dreams as a footballer when you're a kid anyway.
I would have been went to become a PE teacher. I would be doing that probably. Yeah. If I'd gone the football route, because I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 1 in a million I would have made it. There's a chance that no one makes it. I know people who have made it to like under 23s. And then dropped.
Yeah, do you know, I have this conversation with a lot of people. I know people who played, like when I was at Loughborough, I used to play at an all right standard back in the day, and like bottom tier semi-pro sort of standard, and universities, and that's again never going to get anywhere near pros. But a lot of the people that I went to uni with went on to play for like League 2, League 1, a couple of championship level.
That's amazing.
You have no idea how insane these players were.
Yeah.
When people go, I could play League 1, I was like, honestly, seriously, some of the lads that went on to play League 1 are a joke of players.
100%.
There's levels to it, isn't there?
That's like when the Man City 8-goal thing. Like, obviously, I'm not scoring 8 goals, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why not? And I did a video of Arteta, and I asked him at the end, and he said yes, I would.
Did he? So Mikel Arteta thinks you'd score 8 goals for Man City.
Yep.
Mate, take that all day long.
No joke as well. It's 100% serious.
What was Arteta like? I've worked with him. He's a lovely guy, isn't he?
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's absolutely amazing. Like his kids watch my videos, so he knew us before we.
Chris MD said the same thing.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah, I'm sure Chris MD. I don't want to misquote him here.
Well,
I'm a big fan of Chris's. I'm sure Chris said, because you were there on the same day with Chris, right?
Yeah, we've done a few shoots of Arteta now.
I'm sure he said that Arteta watch your content. Yeah. Is that not right?
Chris's ego got hurt.
Go on, what happened?
I think Arteta got a little bit confused. So he basically said to us, "Oh yeah, our kids watch your videos." Like to me, like they've got them all on the TV in the morning watching breakfast. Like they love your free kicks. And then he just looked at Chris and then just like left.
Oh, so he was talking to you,
He's
not
talking
Chris
to me. But we think that when he mentioned the free kicks, we think he was talking about Chris, but I'd got confused. Maybe he didn't. But this was like 4 or 5 years ago when he maybe was sort of didn't actually watch YouTube. He didn't know about us, but his kids knew. So maybe he'd just seen a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe because my hair was a bit more recognisable, he just thought it was me. So me and Chris have had so many laughs over that. He's like, I think he meant me.
So go on.
But now since then, like. We filmed him a lot more, and he loves Chris as well. Yeah, it's great.
So who's he a fan? Whose channel? What are you saying is whose channel is he more of a fan of, yours or Chris?
Mine.
Wow. Okay. Shout out Chris MD, by the way. Unbelievable. I recently appeared on another video of his recently, and what a talented guy.
Yes,
what a guy.
More ways than one.
Who is, would you say, top 5 YouTubers you film with in terms of football ability? You can include yourself in this.
Are we talking
in reverse order?
In a match or in videos?
Oh, that's a good question. I was just talking about pure football tech.
Gosh. Because if we're talking a football match, I'd always put Chris at the top.
Okay, let's go in reverse order.
Okay, so
the best 5 football YouTubers.
So the names I instantly think of.
So 5. Who are you going with?
I need to say and then order them. So I've got Chris, Simon. Are we allowed Billy and Jeremy?
Yeah.
I feel like they're not allowed.
They're not allowed.
They're not allowed.
Okay.
They're basically pros.
Yeah.
Come on, like they're not allowed.
Okay.
But they would be one.
I've played with both of them.
They'd be the top 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, Billy and Jess.
Billy's touch is a joke.
Yeah, it's like
both of them are unbelievable.
Yeah, like they're basically they're
so
pros. I actually met Billy.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him in 2008. This was when he was like a freestyler, and not many people. I knew him because I'd watched some of his stuff.
Yeah.
We were at training at Brighton, and they're like, "Oh, there's this guy in the cupboard getting balls out. He's like a freestyler." He was just, I don't know why he was in the cupboard, but he was getting balls out.
Yeah.
And he was I don't know why he was there or why he'd been there. Maybe he'd done some filming before or whatever. And we were just so gassed that Billy Wingrove was there. And this was like 2008.
Yeah.
This was like almost 20 years ago.
I remember going to Spurs and he used to be the halftime entertainment. Before he was doing F2,
Really?
he used to come on with a ball and I'd be like, wow. Because a lot of the time at halftime, people go to the toilet, go and get a drink or whatever. And he'd come up, I'm like, wow, this kid's unbelievable. Well, and I've spoken to him about that since. And I was like, he was like, that was quite pressurised because you got a lot of people watching you. And it's like, you can't really make a mistake as a freestyler either. That's the thing.
No, if you make a mistake,
everyone remembers it.
Everyone remembers it, yeah. He's great. But I'd put, Jez and Billy are like obviously one.
Okay, so you're not including Jez and Billy?
No,
Go on, top 5.
So I'm going to go in 5. Oh, I just can't remember. So I've got Chris, Simon, Toby, Manny, me, Harry Panera. I mean, centre-backs? No, we're not putting centre-backs in top 5. Sorry.
Okay, so there's your 5.
Yeah. I feel like I'm missing someone, though. Like Ethan's great. I think Ethan's a really good player as well.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I'm definitely missing someone like blaringly obvious here. I don't know.
You got Manny? You mentioned Manny?
Yeah, I've got Manny in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd actually, you know what? Weller's very good.
Yeah?
Very good.
Go on.
I'm going to go
off the fence. Give us 5th place.
I'm going to put Weller in 5.
Ooh, okay.
Technically.
Yeah?
Yeah. Then Manny.
Yeah, baller.
Me. Simon, Chris.
So Chris MD for you.
Yeah.
Best footballing ability of any YouTuber you've filmed with.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've filmed a few videos with him as well. I would say I can understand your reasoning there.
Yeah. Free kicks, volleys, centre. He's just this midfield. He's like Iniesta.
Wow, that's high praise. And you put yourself as 3.
Yeah, why not?
Who's the best footballer in terms of ability you've played with? Because I've done this. I've been lucky enough to play in a lot of charity matches, and I always find when you play, I play in these like I think you played in some of the celebrity soccer matches as well. I don't think we played in the same ones, but you have such a mix of celebs and footballers. But you can always tell the ones that have played the level.
Yeah.
Then there's the ones that surprise you with how good they are. Like, is there one name that you would say best ability that I've ever played with?
Into the YouTubers.
No, footballers.
Oh, footballers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Tap into the ex-pros.
David Bentley.
Oh,
I couldn't believe how good he was still.
I played with him.
He ran the show. I couldn't believe it.
Well, he retired at like 29.
Yeah, and he did get nutmegged by me as well. So, yeah.
I love the way he just glanced at the camera.
I nutmegged him and said, "Shut your legs."
Bentley's better than Kaka.
No. Okay, so no, maybe not that. But he surprised me the most. He surprised me the most. But the 2 best I've played with are Garratt and Kaka.
Oh,
Gerrard. This was only a few years after. I want to say like Wembley Cup 2017 was. He hadn't retired for long. And he was sensational there, but we also played with hashtag. We did a 5-a-side game when the Champions League finals in Cardiff. They had like this floating pitch.
They did the influencer.
Yeah, and it was like on their team. It was like a BT Sport team. It was like Gerrard, like Howard Webb, like a bunch of like all the presenters. We won. I think it was like 10-9 or something, or 10-8 or something like that, and he scored 9 goals.
Wow.
Like he
different level.
He is different level.
I think he, for me, is the most complete midfielder in Premier League history. When I say complete, there's obviously the comparison with Lampard, Scholes, De Bruyne. But for me, A, he played in a team where he was doing everything himself. But B, he could tackle. He could play as a 6, play as an 8, get assists,
he could play on the
take corners, take free kicks, score goals. Yeah. He actually had everything to his locker. So when I talk about complete, I think he's the most.
He has
complete
everything. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah,
but I think in terms of who I played, it was him and Kaka.
Wow. I've got to mention the Wembley Cup. Do you think that your goal is one of the best goals that Wembley Stadium has seen? Because I remember there was polls about that, wasn't there?
That's a very controversial Twitter poll about it, actually. It won Wembley Moment 2016.
That's what I mean. Is that a mad statement? As I was saying that, I was like, is this a good question? But it is an iconic... Obviously, there have been goals in FA Cup finals, etc.
That mean way more with fully professional goals.
I'm not comparing that to, doing it on the highest level. But in terms of Wembley moments, people do still talk about that goal now.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I do talk about it. And actually, if I don't talk about it, people may forget about it. So I have to keep reminding people of it. But beat Beyonce in the final of the 2016 moments at Wembley.
That's unreal.
So Beyonce's got to hold that, sadly. But it is kind of mad to think about. And like, it was like Schmeichel.
Yeah.
Rolls it to JJ Okocha, who passes it to me.
Yeah.
And then it happened. And then
is that one of the best moments of your life?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's like I in terms of like YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that's number one.
Yeah.
It's big. It's better than the hat trick I scored this year. 100%.
Is it?
Yeah, it is because
is that bigger than filming with Neymar for you?
It is because this was 26. I was at university.
Yeah.
Like, I went back to uni the next day. Like literally the next
Someone
day.
said, what did you do yesterday? I just scored at Wembley.
Yeah, I went into a lecture.
Wow.
No, it was on the Saturday. Maybe I had the Sunday, then I went back to uni.
You went back to uni?
I went back to uni, yeah.
Had everyone seen it at that point, presumably?
A lot of people had seen it on uni, yeah. It went,
had your tutor seen it?
Nah.
Right.
She chose not to see it.
Yeah.
But and I was so small in the grand scheme of things in terms of YouTube as well. And I think that we'd already spoken to Spencer before that game about maybe signing for hashtag and doing the thing. But that goal then really pushed it, and we did a new wave in hashtag, and then I signed for hashtag off the back of that match. So I think that changed a lot for me, which just sounds weird. Like, it definitely put me more on the map.
But that's interesting because not only a great moment for you personally scoring at Wembley, childhood dream, but a pivotal moment in your YouTube career.
I honestly put it, I think so, yeah.
You were going to say number one, you're going to say there?
It was number one, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it is number one, yeah. I genuinely think so, yeah.
And how does that, in terms of, obviously, compared to Sidemen charity match, firstly, can I say I've been at a few of them, and the amount of money and awareness they raise for charity is insane.
Like 5 million quid this year,
credit to them, yeah, it's unbelievable. How do they take it to the next level? They've done Wembley now, sell out at Wembley. How do they take it to the next level? Where does it go from here?
I think you got two options.
Yeah.
I think you do Wembley 2, the rematch.
Yeah.
Which where after the London Stadium game, where I actually only was on the pitch for 30 minutes, I didn't see it, but when I watched back, it was like an insane score. Like, how do you top this?
Yeah.
Well, they did at Wembley. The score was 9-9 I think it was. Last minute equaliser in the 90th minute. You thought they'd won it in the last minute, then someone else pops up in the 90th minute and scores like a 90th minute equaliser or whatever happened. I can't remember. It was me. And
I know.
It goes to penalty.
I knew where you were going with that.
It goes to penalty shootout. Speed's got his goal. Zerka's got his goal.
Yeah.
All these storylines are being complete. Like, that's how you top the previous game. How do you top that? I think you do Wembley 2, the rematch. It's going to be mega. Or you take it to America for the World Cup next year.
Oh,
which I think could also be a shout.
Is that? Have you heard something? Is that what they're planning to do?
No, I haven't.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to put it out there.
You're suggesting the way that the Sidemen, either Wembley 2 or going to America.
I think
would they sell out in America? Do you think? Definitely.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the American creators. The amount of Americans that played in this year.
Yeah.
I think if you did it in New York, so it's not, it's not too far for people to travel.
Yeah.
I think there's a good base. Like, I think with the World Cup coming up, surely someone will jump on that.
Do you reckon that the Sidemen could sell out any stadium in the world? When you bear in mind their audience is worldwide, when you bear in mind how big football is globally?
I don't know. I don't know if they could sell out in like Peru.
Right, it's a random.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of like Spanish-speaking countries.
Right, okay.
Maybe they can. I don't know. Like, I've just thought South America. I don't know why I said Peru. Maybe they can. I don't know.
And also, the great thing about your footballing journey, we've covered Wembley Cup, Sidemen charity match. You're wearing the shorts. You then played in Soccer Aid.
I didn't do this on purpose. They were just on my chair.
I mean, must be a massive achievement for you. How do you look back on that though? Because obviously playing in Soccer Aid and getting to do that, and again, what they raise for charity, what Soccer Aid's about is incredible. But you were injured going into that, and I remember commentating actually on Pitchside with the club. Me and Joe were commentating on that, and you were injured. I remember seeing you afterwards, and you were devastated.
Yeah,
I felt gutted for you.
I was so upset because I basically spoke to my physio. Basically, I had an England-Scotland match on Friday. I did the Hackney half on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then I had the Pitchside game on the Monday. My legs were cooked.
And then you had Soccer Aid was a few weeks later.
2 weeks later, yeah. My legs were cooked. So I spoke to my physio. I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to play like 20 minutes in the first half and call it a day. I got my goal. I should have just come off.
Yeah.
But I just got caught up in the moment. I was like, oh, carry on. I feel fine. I felt fine, to be fair. But I then sprinted, tore my hamstring, grade 2.
Oh.
That's the first time I've ever like torn a muscle, which is weird coming from me.
Yeah.
Quite injury prone. But I've never torn a muscle. So when I felt it go like that,
You knew straight away,
I was like, fucked it.
I remember seeing you after you had like
Yeah, it was
tears,
awful.
devastated.
Because I knew I had a lot to give at Soccer Aid. And
Yeah.
I'd spent like 2 years rehabbing to be back into this stage.
Yeah.
That like grade 2 doesn't heal in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't heal in 2 weeks. So I knew I was going to be screwed for Soccer Aid, but it still didn't take away. I think Soccer Aid for me, it was all about the few days before.
Yeah.
Like the build up
Oh,
to
that's what I
it.
was going to ask. So how do you reflect on Soccer Aid? Is it one of disappointment personally because you were injured, didn't play much, or one of like, wow, immense pride that you were part of it, or a bit of both?
I look back at Soccer Aid and think what I treasured way more the training days and actually spending time with these celebrities and footballers. Like, was sitting in the sauna with all these names.
Yeah.
Like, no one will ever know that ever happened unless I
Yeah.
spoke about it. But like, that's the memories I make. And
Yeah.
like sitting in a hot tub with so and so and
Go on,
like
who are you in the hot tub with?
with Ian.
Ian Sterling.
Ian Sterling,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And like we were just chatting for like half an hour about everything. It's just so nice. And like in the
Yeah.
sauna with like Patrice Evra and Tony Bellew.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing there? Why
Yeah,
am
that's
I here?
class.
I don't know.
That's class.
Like, I don't belong here. And like Tom Hiddleston,
Yeah.
like the nicest guy ever,
Yeah.
just goes up with a pot of tea every night. What the hell?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's amazing
He
that.
they're all so nice and they're all so relaxed because there's no like when the training's done, there's no cameras. It's just you and the
Who was
host.
the nicest person that you met at Soccer Aid?
Oh, they were all genuinely so
Tough to
nice.
pick one.
I think Tom Hiddleston, like he was so for this guy's an Avenger. He's an
Yeah,
Avenger. He's like
yeah,
the biggest, one of the
massive.
biggest superstars in the world. And if you'd met him, you would have no idea. You'd
love
have
that.
no idea. He like really goes out of his way to like learn about you and ask you questions and like just so normal.
Yeah, I
they're,
love that.
They're brilliant. And for me, it was all about spending time with these people and having beers with these people and like getting to know them rather than the game. Don't get me wrong. I would have loved to. I played like 40 minutes, which
Love
is more.
to done like a big zoo or whatever. and
Yeah,
score.
yeah, exactly, right. But I physically couldn't
Yeah,
run.
fair.
I tore my hamstring.
Yeah.
So I said, a part of me is like, oh, I wish I wasn't injured because I knew I could have.
Yeah.
Like, Robbie Keane was like, "You're the man. We need you." I was
Yeah.
like, I can't.
That's class,
I
yeah.
can't. So I'm like, oh, actually, that's another name I forgot to mention for the best players. Robbie Keane.
You know, yeah. He always rips it up at Soccer Aid,
Joke.
doesn't he? I played
Absolute
him.
joke
I
of a
got asked to play in a Spurs Legends versus Spurs like celebrity event, and it was for amazing cause. Jukesy, the kit man, is a mate
yeah.
of mine.
We did
and
it with
was-
hashtag.
Yeah,
a
you
few months ago.
hashtag played, didn't they?
Yeah.
I couldn't play in that game because I was away, but we played SC Dons the year before. But the first year they did it, they put a Legends team against all the celebs. So like in the celebs team, it was like me, Billy Wingrove played, Woody, DJ Majestic. But then on the other team, it was like Robbie Keane, Jermaine Defoe, Tom Huddleston,
Yeah.
Danny Rose, Ledley King. Mate, honestly, I was playing right wing against Danny Rose. I was like, this is just.
Yeah,
like, I
joke.
didn't even hear him come.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
But Robbie Keane was outrageous.
He's amazing.
That game.
And
Yeah.
he's a really nice guy and just unreal at football.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
How frustrating have the injuries been for you? Because you've had some amazing moments, but you've also had some quite high-profile injuries. Talk about the one in the pitch side with the club that I was commentating
Yeah.
on, the one at the Sidemen charity match. I was at that, and that was like
bad,
it was
yeah.
like you could hear a pin drop in the stadium
Yeah.
when you were down because no one knew what was going on. You've had some really bad injuries at
It's-
really bad times as well.
Yeah, so I actually did my knee before I did YouTube back in 2012, and that probably even though I've had some issues with it still and I've had an injection and whatnot, but I think that maybe probably would have stemmed into other areas. But like when it comes to my hip, when I had hip surgery in 2021, I think. So it was a Cyber match. I did the Cyber match at Charlton.
Yeah.
Week later, I had the hip surgery, which was caused through my football videos.
Was
the reason
it?
I had the surgery was I had like a cam impingement in my hip.
Is that because of repetition?
Repetition,
Because of what you do
yeah.
is the same muscle the whole time.
Yeah, like a footballer
Yeah.
won't go and take
100
two.
free kicks.
Yeah, they won't do
I
that.
can hear that.
Whereas when I was filming like all the time, probably not warming up and cooling down when I was
Yeah.
at that age.
Yeah.
I was taking
cold pitches and
Yeah,
stuff,
exactly. I was
yeah.
taking so many hits that it just wore down my hip.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to have the surgery. Because every time I'd no matter how, like I could kick the ball 10 times, wake up the next day and it feels like my groin's torn.
Does it?
Yeah, so they needed to fix that because it was catching on the groin, which was the issue. So they went in there, fixed it up, and then the rehab just took way longer than we expected. And then the whole comeback was the London Stadium game, the Cyber match. Looking back, it was, bear in mind that was I was like 10 months post surgery, which I should have been okay.
Yeah.
But I even at the start of the game, I could feel my hip flex. It just wasn't, because they had to cut through my hip flexors. So obviously I had the surgery, but then all my hip flexors were torn. So that's why it took a lot longer.
Yeah.
So obviously I wasn't ready to smack a football, which I did, which I shouldn't have done. But that I tore my I can't remember the name of the exact ligament. It was a 9mm ligament, and I tore it 8mm.
Oh,
so it was hanging
it must
on.
have been in agony.
I was on like gas and air and
I remember it,
green pen and whatnot. But if it had pinged off, that I would have needed another surgery. So I'm really glad. It hung on for dear life.
Right. Have you ever had injuries that have, obviously you mentioned soccer aids, that sort of affected, but that have the injuries prevented you doing anything with YouTube? Have you had opportunities where you've had a brand deal or filming or stuff and you're like, well, I can't do it because of this? Has it prevented you doing more effectively?
It has and it hasn't. Like, it's definitely stopped me doing more football videos because, that will stop me working with brands and whatever, because I don't have football videos, so they can't sponsor them. But I think it's actually, in a weird way, it's probably opened up more doors.
Has it?
I think so, yeah. Because when I redid my hip, it made me really, really seriously take like gym, like, and getting strong and getting fit way more seriously. Because I know I need to be stronger because my hip needs to be able to handle kicking footballs again. And I spent like 2 years playing left-footed, which was fun. I was lucky that my left foot is almost as good as my right, so I can get away with it. But my right foot's where I'm at, that I'm right-footed, so I need that to work at some point. So I think without the injury, I wouldn't have gone more into gym and fitness, which then in turn, I started working with My Protein and all these other companies, so it actually opened more doors in a weird way.
Canadian Ironman and marathons and stuff like that.
Yes, I think everything happens for a reason. I think, it led to more opportunities.
Interesting. That's a positive way to look at it, actually. And how are you sort of with your mind at that point, mentally?
The post-surgery was the worst.
Was it?
Because I basically couldn't walk.
Yeah.
So when you do your knee, like Lewis, for example, who's on his ACL, he's walking like the next day. You can walk and do it. When you do your hip, everything stems from your hip.
Yeah.
So like for 2 weeks, I needed help getting out of bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so like debilitating.
Yeah. My dad's had hip replacement. I've seen it. Like your whole body movement stems from your hips.
Everything is from your hips. Yeah. So I was like having like that year in between surgery and redoing my hip was like, I was having like panic attacks on nights out and stuff like that.
Was that the worst that you've been in?
Yeah,
mentally?
Definitely. Like there was moments like, I remember looking back now, I know that it was from that, like I would on nights out, if I'm going on nights out drinking, that was always the worst. Like I couldn't really go anywhere where I think like a fan would be.
Really?
Because it was just too much. It was overwhelming.
Right.
Like I went out in Bournemouth, my girlfriend's graduation. It was the first panic attack. And I thought this was like November. So
are you having regular panic attacks at this point?
On nights out, yeah. But alcohol was definitely not helping. But it was like where a fan would come up to me and normally it'd be like, yeah, whatever, it was fine. I was in such a weird mental state that it's got overwhelming. And to be fair, in this, like I think anyone would get overwhelmed. I was like in the toilet and there was like phones over the toilet. So that's very overwhelming. Yeah. But like it got to the point where I couldn't even go to a market with like Jodie, with my girlfriend, because it was like too much. It was too much. And like we went on holiday to Dubai with like a bunch of our friends. Yeah. They'd go, I just couldn't do it because the thought of it was just too much.
So you'd stay in, would you, instead of going out?
Well, I tried to, and then we'd go home. I just couldn't do it. It just got too much. So that year was definitely bad. And then when I redid my hip, it sort of was still, don't get me wrong, it's still bad, but it started getting better because I could see how much the fitness in the gym was helping. And like the more I can move and more sport I can do in like triathlon and cycling, that's where things got better. I think for me, exercise, I have to exercise.
I totally agree. I'm the same with mine's completely different. Yours is injury. I've got a lifelong condition as a type 1 diabetic. And the days when you're busy or you can't go to the gym, and I do a lot of cold, hot, sauna, steam room, and then cold plunges and stuff. And it's so good mentally for you. Like people
100%.
talk about the gym physically, but for me, it does more. Or it does as much mentally for me. So
that's why I think I exercise so much. It's because it does so much, and I think everyone should do sport for that reason. And I'm also as well, like, I'm lucky because I can now walk, whereas a lot of people, like, they actually just can't ever walk. Like, they get an injury. I healed from my injury now. It's taken a long time, but I'm healed.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people can't. So when I'm doing these like marathons or half Ironmans, it's important to remind people watching. They're like, if you're doing this, it's actually a privilege to do this.
Just put perspective on it.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be able to do like hard things, right? You have to realize, like, I'm lucky to be doing this. So many people out there can't do this.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. It's a positive mindset. I want to talk about podcasts because obviously you're massive in that space.
Yes.
Waffling is back. Talk to me about the journey you've been on from when you started, then you took a break. Obviously, Joe left for a bit.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that whole sort of process and how that Waffling's been on.
The first break we did, I think for a lot of people, waffling during COVID was quite good for them because it gave them a well-deserved distraction during COVID, I think. And I think for us personally, like, it took more of a toll on than we were sort of giving off. Like, people could see when we stopped for the 1.5, 2 years.
Is that why you stopped? Because of
it was just it became draining. Like, we just couldn't. It sounds pathetic, right? You can't film a podcast for 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
But it was more than that. It's like I was traveling down to like Brighton and Eastbourne.
Yeah.
And then like we wouldn't film, and I'd be traveling back. It was just got like, that's like I wasted a whole day. And we haven't even filmed an episode.
Yeah.
So it definitely became a burden for us. We're like, okay, we're just gonna have to stop, take a break. And then we always said to each other, if we were ever gonna come back, we'd have to do it properly. Like, bear in mind, we were doing everything ourselves. We were filming everything, like setting up everything, which again, like,
there's a lot that goes into that.
There is a lot that goes into it, and it sounds easier than it is, and that doesn't sound like I'm moaning, but it became so tiresome. We just couldn't do it. If we came back, we'd have to do it properly, get a studio, and like let other people take care of that, which I think is how YouTube operates now. Like, you have to delegate, and you have to let other people take care of things, and that's when obviously Pitch on the Backside with fellas. Yeah. And I said to them, why don't we potentially explore doing it with fellow studios? Yeah. And then we relaunched.
And was that an easy decision for all of you to do? Like, because Joe took a bit of time off, didn't he?
Yeah, he sort of went travelling and stuff like that. And
why do you think did he fall out of love with YouTube, would you say?
I think especially after the fight, I think he just needed sometimes I think you just need to step away. Yeah. I think like it was so intense for him for such a long time. I think sometimes you just need to also just live your life. Like, he was doing it from such a young age. He probably needed to just get away and just live as Joe for a long time. Yeah.
But you thought he would always come back to it, did you, at that point?
No. And it was actually Luke and Joe wanting to restart waffling, not me. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, so Joe was the driving force about Joe was the driving force about starting it again?
Yeah, I didn't want to do it at all.
Why not?
I was just so busy, and I know how quickly it could become a burden. Right. And become really difficult to do sometimes. So I was very hesitant at the start to do it. And actually they asked me out of just like, I guess, respect, knowing that I would say no.
Oh, right.
But they'd want to start without me because it's rude. But they wanted to ask me just in case for whatever reason I would say yes. And originally I don't know, I need to think about it. But I'm really glad I did start it again. Are you? I'm really glad because we got to connect a lot more, which was really nice. And I think it's just important for a lot of people to listen to as well.
And you've got a big audience there as well, and a cult following, right?
Yeah,
I imagine would be disappointed if you weren't part of that.
Yeah, for sure. And as I said, I'm really happy we started again because it's also a lot of fun to film now, and there's a lot of pressure taken off it, and I really enjoy it.
How's Joe now? Is he in a good place, would you say? Because he's spoken about his mental health issues in the past and stuff. He's in a good place, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, really, really good. Actually, weirdly enough, in Costa Rica, taking ayahuasca right now.
Doing what, sorry?
Ayahuasca.
What's that?
It's like a... So you do like Spencer did it.
Right.
You should listen to that self-promo, but the Spencer episode on waffling. Yeah. The best episode we've ever filmed.
Really? I was about to ask you best guest and best episode.
Spencer, by far.
Spencer.
By far. He you know Spencer, right?
Yeah, really well, yeah. He's been on here.
Best talker.
Yeah.
Best talker.
Clever guy as well.
When he talks, you listen.
Yeah.
And he talks about his ayahuasca experience. It's like a DMT style, like, it's a drug. Right. But it's like a natural remedy.
Oh, like health and wellness.
No, but you don't know how to describe it. You basically, like, you go there if you have, for whatever issue or something you need to find out, and then you hopefully come out with some enlightenment, I guess.
Okay.
It's not for me personally.
Yeah.
Obviously, anyone that goes there needs to do their own research and look into.
So we're not yet. Look, if it's medical, do your own research. Look into it. It's right for you.
Yeah, and for Joe, he felt like it was right for him.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's gone to Costa Rica, and he comes back next week, and we're excited to hear about his story. Yeah.
Love that.
But the Spencer episode, what he learnt from it himself, is incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, really incredible. But I would personally never do it.
And it's amazing to think you and Joe started YouTube boxing, and where that's at now. Unreal.
Yeah.
Where that's at.
Could do some royalties. We should have put in some. Could have done some contracts.
Are you going to get back in the ring? If you could call out one person again, who'd you call out?
I'd never step in the ring. Not unless the money was there.
Yeah. There's no one that you call out.
No.
Okay.
No, sadly not. But I don't like getting punched in the face.
No.
And also,
who does?
I don't like punching people in the face.
No.
When I fought Joe, I punched him in the face. I said sorry. The ref looked at me like, "What are you doing?" Brilliant.
Fair play. Pitchside as well. So how did Pitchside come about? Because you're smashing it with that.
Thank you.
Great listen. It's a great dynamic as well. Was that your idea? Talk to me about how
Me and Reeve.
You and Reeve.
We
haven't spoken about Reeve yet. I imagine he's one of your closest friends and someone you look up to massively in the space.
Yeah, massively.
Is he your best mate?
I think he is,
YouTube?
Yeah, 100%. And he, we originally were going to do like an FPL podcast.
Yeah.
And then we sat down with this was when Karen Chip had got their Spotify deal, so wanted to launch a studio and like do something with the money.
Yeah.
We sat down with them about maybe doing an FPL podcast, and we realised actually probably that's a bit dead. So we wanted to do more of a football podcast.
Yeah, topical football, yeah.
And then the first year and a half, we were doing a football podcast, but we had guests on. It wasn't really a football podcast. It was like football-y podcast with guests, more like a normal podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we just made the decision to go football, topical stuff, and I'm so glad we made that decision.
What was the strategy change from having guests to then having 4 regular contributors?
That
pivot.
We realised that it wasn't the route that was doing well for us at all. It wasn't doing great. We realised we wanted to talk more about actual football and topical stuff. And we had this plan of sort of getting like a roster of people where we could like jump in out and like get different people, and it becomes almost like a Sky Sports News with different people. I don't know, like
we do with Saturday Social. To be fair, we have like a range of guests, but you have a pool of people that we know, like yourself, that come on regularly.
Exactly that.
And also, what I find, I don't know if you agree with this, but when someone comes on a second time or third time, they know this. Like you were saying earlier, you relax into it more when you know something, right?
And that happened with Tom. So we wanted to almost get a third host. We thought it'd be better to have someone more regularly. It takes the pressure off me and Reeve a little bit. So we've started inviting these TikTokers on, football TikTokers, to sort of like test a few out. And as soon as Tom came on, it was brilliant. He walked out the door. I looked at Reeve and went, "He's the man." Did
you?
Yeah, we got.
Did he know? Did they know? Did Tom and the others know that you were basically piloting a third presenter at that point?
I don't think so. No.
But as soon as Tom Garratt came on to episode 1,
he fit in so well.
You went, "He's the man."
Yeah, and I think as well, like he had the confidence to give his opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas some people, when it's your first time, you may be a bit nervous.
Yeah, he's not worried about that, is he?
No, exactly, and that's what you want. You want someone who A, you get on with, and B, is not afraid to say whatever the hell they want to say.
Yeah.
Like, and he honestly, as soon as he walked out there, and we just looked at each other like, he's amazing.
Really?
Yeah. I've just said that out loud, Tom.
I was thinking that, yeah.
I just said Tom's amazing out loud.
It is a good, it is a good dynamic. I think it's great. And in terms of Lewis
he was one of the first hires. So we had Jamie as a producer, who actually I think he works for Jamie Lang now. I don't know. Producer, I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Shout out Jamie. And Lewis was one of the first hires at Fellow Studio as like another. He basically was hired to be our new producer,
and then became in front of the camera.
Exactly. And
you saw the dynamic.
Over time, he started. There was a microphone in the producer cam, so there was actually no video on it. It was just his voice.
Yeah.
They were like, "We need producer cam." And over time, he sort of like got on. And I would say Lewis was one of the best hires ever. I think what he's done for Pitchside is just absolutely incredible.
On or off camera or both?
Both.
Wow.
On and off camera. Like he's got such a good work ethic. And now he's just talent. Now it's Tom and Lewis as talent.
And it works, doesn't it? Like the dynamic's brilliant.
It's the perfect dynamic.
And are there any plans to bring other influences in, or do you think that 4 will be?
I think it's us 4. Yeah. Well, we have guests. Don't get me wrong, all the time. Like especially if one of us isn't here, we like to get someone to fill in.
Yeah.
But it's something about, and that's why we get on so well off camera, not just on camera. That's why we wanted to launch Backside.
Yeah.
It's because when we uploaded the Pitchside vlogs, people were like, "Oh, these guys are actually all right."
Yeah.
So you can hate us for our football opinions, but actually these guys are like, they're good friends.
Do you all get on then?
Yeah.
Garratt and Bowden, are they mates?
Yes,
Yeah.
like best mates.
There's a lot of people ask that, don't they?
Yeah,
they have to quite heated debates.
it's one of our most active group chats.
Yeah.
It's our Backside group chat. And I think, and that's when we saw the response to the Pitchside vlogs, launched Backside, and I'm glad we did because we get to do more with that outside of football, which is nice.
Who's got the best football knowledge out of all of you, would say?
Me.
Yeah? You answered that. Love the way you
obviously
answered
it's Tom, but like in any other subject, Tom would be called a nerd. But because it's football, he's like, oh yeah, ball knowledge.
He's very good when you do guess the career path, isn't he? Like, he's quick on
very
them.
good. Though we've just recently discovered Lewis, when it comes to football badges, like guessing the badge, like a little portion of that.
Unreal.
He's got something up there that's not wired correct because he's insane at it.
Wow.
He's unbelievable.
So that's probably how it works because you've all got
different
skill sets, different opinions.
And a lot of people say,
different personalities as well.
Like when
right?
Lewis says something stupid, like you've said Haaland to City was a free transfer because he's like, I remembered reading it somewhere, like he's 100% legit. He actually thought it was a free transfer. It's like, people will think, oh, you say stuff for clips. No.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's just genuine.
and I'm sure if anyone came on the show, they would probably say something that is not true. Like if you're down the pub, you're going to say stuff that's maybe not true, but you believe it.
Yeah.
Or it's just, you just have a laugh.
I know what you mean. How do you think it compares to the club? Because Pitchside and the club, I feel, are two really established brands in terms of football YouTubers. Like,
I think they're so
YouTube
different,
first.
though.
Do you?
So different.
Well, how do they compare for you?
The club is more serious, I think, and they don't interact with their, like when we do live streams, we barely talk about the football, right? We're chatting shit about each other, and we respond to the live chat and the super chats, whereas the club don't look at the live chat. They don't really interact. It's much more of a serious chat. They have a laugh, don't get me wrong. Like Rory, I love Rory. He's the best. I actually love Rory.
Yeah.
But like they are less silly and goofy, more probably proper football. Like probably have a slightly older audience because like people want to watch for their opinions, or maybe they don't want to watch their opinions sometimes. But ours is way more just like have a laugh.
Yeah.
But
Interesting that, yeah. I can see that. And you must have a lot of respect for what they've built up as well.
That's
right?
brilliant, yeah. Absolutely love them.
Yeah.
All three of them are great.
What is your worst moment? Would that be the arm incident with Garratt when you...
Worst and best, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to stop the... Go on, for those that don't know about this, well, very few people probably, give us the context of this day.
We were doing Arsenal-Newcastle.
Yeah.
We had Will and E on the stream.
Yeah, great guest.
Me, Lou and Tom. And I don't even think the game is... I think the game had started. It was like... maybe the game hadn't even started. It was like very early on in the stream. Someone sent a super chat of like, Theo and Reeve have an arm wrestle. And I was like, no, he's going to beat me. And Tom was like, I'll have an arm wrestle. And then we did...
Is that your impression of him, by the way?
I'll have an arm wrestle, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like... And the worst thing about it was I looked at the camera and winked beforehand. And then it was... So we turns out bones don't... They being... bent and pulled are fine. They can withstand a lot of weight. Yeah. But they don't like being twisted. And that when you arm wrestle, it's a twist.
Yeah.
So it splinters like that.
Oh.
And Lewis's reaction is so funny looking back. He's like, Lewis, end. We heard this snap.
End the stream, yeah.
And we were like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
Well, Will instantly ran out of the room because he has like a mad phobia of
I've heard that, yeah.
anything blood related or anything. Like he had to go, otherwise he was going to pass. We'd have two casualties. And then we were like, we have to get Tom to hospital now. Luckily he went straight into shock because I can't imagine how much pain he was in. Like you could see his face just went white instantly. And getting him out that room and into my car was the most horrific. He was screaming. Bearing in mind, like, so he's clean braked the arm, right?
Oh.
The humerus, ironically. And
nothing humorous about it.
No, not at all. But we had to put we put him on a wheelie chair.
Yeah.
And like a pillow like that. But getting his arm from here to here.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, like his bone's not attached. It was just like hanging. God. So we had to, and like it's like a 10-15 minute drive to the nearest hospital, Homerton Hospital. And I had my four-way flashes on. I was going so slow. Any movement, any bump, anything.
I was feeling it, yeah.
By the time we'd got to the hospital, we walked in. They saw us. They knew about it. So all the nurses had seen it already, but it'd been 15, well, it'd probably been like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone in the hospital knew about it.
Wow.
I was like, how the hell is this spread?
Yeah.
We'd gone, it had gone, I've never seen anything go that viral in my life. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But everyone in the hospital knew. And it was just me and Tom. And it was bad at the hospital. Like, it was like 7 nurses, like, looking after him. Like, they had to get him in the x-ray room, but his arm wouldn't go under the x-ray properly. So I was sat outside the x-ray room, and all I could hear was just Tom screaming.
Yeah.
And he was like, they was given the green pen because it was stronger than the gas and air.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember much of it, I don't think, because he was just so out of it. But like, and also one thing that didn't help, Tom is like high on gas and air in this green pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's waiting in the room, and like he's talking to the nurses who are trying to like bandage him up a little bit before he gets the cast, because they'd put like a temporary cast on him because he had to wait like 2 weeks to get surgery because there was no space. But when the nurses came in to look in the X-ray room, the results, it was such a bad break. Like, all the nurses went and had a look at it. There was 7 nurses in it with the doctor. And they come out like, oh my God. Oh. And Tom sat there, he's like, I'm going to lose my arm. I'm going to lose my arm. Really? I'm like, guys, you cannot walk out
have
of the
this conversation somewhere else. Yeah, we can hear you.
If the doctor and the nurse are coming out like, oh my God, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
So, I don't know how but basically they did like a cast on him. And then I was like, Tom, you either stay here tonight and hopefully you get a surgery tomorrow. And he was like, or you go back up to Burnham. So we just put him in a taxi straight to Birmingham.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so at least then he could have surgery up in Birmingham and be with his like parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Because otherwise he would be stuck down here for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they managed to operate on him but he had that the broken arm for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He said it was it was just horrendous. But that clip went.
Yeah.
Everyone in the hospital knew about it.
It was a big moment. Yeah, glad he's recovered now. Anyway,
but now we can laugh about it.
Yeah, I like the way now that you can laugh.
Now
about
we can laugh. Yeah.
Glad he's all right. Anyway, is the main thing. Crazy moment. I want to wrap it up by talking about your thoughts on Arsenal this season. So Gyökeres, happy with that signing?
I am.
Yeah,
very happy.
It sounds like there's a but.
I am very happy with it. I'm happy with all our signings.
Yeah,
could do with a left winger, but I think Madueke might play there. Maybe I don't know. Looking at pre-season.
You're a bit concerned?
A little bit worried.
Are you? Did you want Isak, be honest? Was that the name that you
I did
really
want Isak,
wanted?
yeah. And I part of me thinks like, when we bought Gyökeres and like Isak suddenly became available, I wonder if Arteta's sitting there like, maybe we should have held out a week or so. But I think he's going to do really well, Gyökeres. I think he'll give him a bit of time and he'll settle in. And we need number 9, right?
Yeah,
and he's the answer, I think.
What did you make of the Noni Madueke reaction?
I thought it was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, first of all...
Real split opinion from the fan base, wasn't it, about the signing?
First of all, like, okay, he's depth at a minimum. To compete for titles in Champions League, you need depth, right? You need someone pushing for competitions. Yeah, Chelsea fans said he's not great on the left, but Arteta's moved players before. He can change. He can improve players in different positions. Like, I think he's a good signing. 40, 50 mil was he? 50 mil, I think he was. Why not?
Yeah,
it's not Rodrigo, but. I think it's a good signing. I didn't get the reaction.
Go on, let's end with your predictions then for the season ahead. Who's winning the league?
Arsenal.
Yeah, confident?
Yeah.
Did Liverpool not scare you?
Terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that heart of your head there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Arsenal 1, give us your top 5 in order.
I go Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, City. Who gets 5th? 5th can be anyone. It won't be Newcastle, that's for sure.
No?
I don't think it'll be
Newcastle will struggle this year?
I think Newcastle will struggle this year, especially if they lose Isak.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Man United?
They got good signings and they got Sesko, maybe mid-table, like maybe 8th to 10th for United.
Okay, so that's your top 4 if you want.
Top 4, I don't know about 5th.
Champions League, who do you think's winning that?
Arsenal.
Do you genuinely think Arsenal win the Champions League and the Premier League?
So I actually think Arsenal win the FA Cup and the Champions League.
Right.
I think Liverpool win the Premier League.
Okay. You think Arsenal win both the FA Cup and the Champions League?
Yes.
Wow.
I
think. Do you think Arsenal need to win a trophy?
We need to win something.
What? How will you're obviously, you know, there are a lot of stuff in football, podcasting. You speak to a lot of Arsenal fans. How will the Arsenal fan base react, do you think, if you don't win a trophy this season?
I think they'll turn on Arteta.
Do you?
I think they will, yeah.
Well, the majority of them?
Yeah, I think I understand why. I personally wouldn't.
He has won a trophy at Arsenal.
I know he's won an FA Cup. Yeah. And he's done. People forget where Arsenal were before Arteta came in. Point. Like, he's done an incredible job. It's not just what he's doing on the pitch with Arsenal, like competing again. Done what he's done at the club. He's created a culture that we actually love Arsenal again. Like, a lot of fans fell out of love, I think, for a long time. And I think what he's doing on and off the field is remarkable. Yeah. But he needs a trophy, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So you're changing. You're going Liverpool.
I go Liverpool with the Premier League.
Liverpool League, Arsenal Champions League, Arsenal FA Cup.
Yeah.
Best signing.
Oh, who's going to be the best signing? I think Florian Wirtz.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yes.
I think also, because a lot of people say about Wirtz, right, it's the adaptation, he's not Prem, he hasn't played in the Prem, but watch him play. So he's exactly the kind of player that will suit a system that's not played, and the way that Liverpool play as well.
Unreal.
And he's just unbelievable as well.
Yeah, he's so good, yeah. I think Wirtz.
Yeah, I'd agree, totally agree with that. I'm not going to say flop signings, that's not fair, but any signing you think might not work out?
Sesko.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks. I think when Arsenal were linked with him, everyone was saying he's not as good as everyone thinks. Blah, blah, blah. As soon as he linked with United or Newcastle, they sort of changed their opinion. And I think if you saw him at the Euros, he wasn't. He didn't. He didn't.
So you're happy Gyökeres over Sesko for you?
Yeah, for 100%.
Because it's interesting you're both linked with each other.
I know. Yeah. We're linked with every number 9 in world football at one point, but I don't think Sesko's gonna hit the ground running.
And top scorer. Mentioned a lot of strikers there. Who's going to be top scorer in the Prem?
In the Prem, probably Haaland. Bit boring.
Yeah, probably is. Do you know what that is? Haaland is a safe bet.
Yeah.
That if you haven't got a
or Isak if he goes to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Isak or Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe in the Yok.
Overachievers. Lastly.
Overachievers. I'm going to say Brighton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say they're going to get European football. Do
you know what? I interviewed Fabian Herzler recently, and I was taken aback by just for such a young manager how astute he was and like what a guy he is, and he's one of these people that you just really listen to, and I can imagine from a football philosophy point of view, I was just really impressed.
And every signing they make is probably going to be worth 100 million next year. So I think Brighton will get European football.
Mate, interesting. So what about Spurs? You haven't mentioned Spurs. You can. What are your thoughts on Thomas Frank?
Madison's injured.
I know. I'm gutted about that.
That's horrible, right?
Yeah, and also the Gibbs White would have been a ideal replacement for that.
I think Thomas Frank's a good manager.
Yeah, I agree.
I just think that you just don't have. Like, I just think you're a bit crap.
Really? European champions?
17th.
European champions?
17th.
European champions?
Yeah, but 17th.
But European champions? We're not going to agree on this.
Do you think you're going to massively go from 17th to 5th?
I think we'll be playing a different style of football. I think we'll be tougher to beat, which isn't, obviously, we didn't have a great league form. But I did like what Andrew's doing at Spurs, and obviously he won us a trophy, so he'll always go down as a legend.
Yeah.
I think what Thomas Frank will do is he will make us tougher to beat. I think João Paulinho is such a good signing.
That's an unbelievable signing.
Because he does all the... We've got a lot of technically very good players.
Yeah.
What we don't have, or what we're missing, is someone that can sit in front.
I agree.
Tackling a lot high intensity. And I think that he will be really good value for money.
I don't know how you got him. Why has no one else gone after him?
Well, he didn't play a lot in Bayern, to be fair.
Did he not?
His stock wouldn't have been what it was
last season.
He
was so good, though, wasn't he?
I think he'll be a great player.
I think it's a good sign.
I'd go with you with Wirtz, though, for best signing.
I think Spurs, if they get top 10, will be a good season for them.
Oh, okay. And a trophy. Another trophy.
League Cup.
He's just trying to wind me up. Just fine. I just wonder what's next for you. Tell us about what's next. Ironman. It's a big shift for you, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like health and fitness.
Ironman's taken up a lot of my time. It's like 16 hours a week of training. So I think when that's... it's literally next weekend, right?
Yeah.
So when that's over, it's full go on YouTube videos.
Love it.
Yeah.
And just finally, what advice you'd have for people following in your footsteps? I think what's amazing about your journey, is I'm going to big you up here, is that you've started off doing football videos, vlogging. You've diversified into podcasts, serious podcasts and football podcasts. You're now doing health and fitness. It's like, did you always see yourself as someone that you want to be in multiple areas,
I think,
multiple spaces?
Growing up, I always played a lot of sports. I had friends in different areas. I think I like to just branch out into... I have a lot of interests.
Yeah. So what advice would you have for someone that wants to be the next Theo Baker?
Don't be afraid to try anything.
Great advice.
Give everything a go, and you'll find something that works out.
Mate, Theo, you're top man. Appreciate your time.
Mate, absolute pleasure.
Thank
you very much.